If you're considering a career in legal recruiting, first I think, am I ready to step away from what I've previously been doing? If you're an attorney and you're stepping into this, make sure you're accepting that you're stepping away from legal practice. It's a different trajectory in a career. I personally think it's a better one. But if you're gonna step into recruiting, I would make sure that your personality is right for it. It requires you to be gregarious in a lot of ways, and it requires you to be open and take feedback.
If you're thinking about going into this, I think you have to do an assessment of a couple of things. First, people who succeed in this business tend to be, compared to law firm partners, it tends to be the fun corner of the partner meeting. These are the extroverts. These are people who don't mind placing a call to someone 3 times in a row and not having it returned and still be willing to pick up the phone and call it the 4th time. Because the shocking thing is, when you catch them, 9 times out of 10 they say, "Oh, I've really been meaning to call you, I'm so appreciative, thank you for calling." But that kind of resilience is not built in to most people in this line, in legal practice. It does require a lot of self-initiative. Although MLA provides a lot of training and some backbone and support, if you don't get up in the morning and decide you're going to get certain things done this week, it's not going to happen.
I think really think about the skills that you have and the strengths that you have and whether it fits within this framework. So I think that, all styles can work. You don't necessarily have to be an extrovert, but I think that's helpful. But really enjoying working with people and developing relationships. I think it's helpful to have a good memory, but there are tools to help you with that. You're dealing with a lot of information about people, and it's helpful if you can recall them easily. But I think genuinely, if you want to use your legal knowledge, especially if you've been a practicing lawyer looking for an alternative career, if you like being creative, all of those things I think help. And so really doing some soul searching and figuring out what it is that you like to do, but I think some of those characteristics fit in well into this profession.
It is a fantastic career for someone who is very much a people person, who likes to connect with people, who likes to work with people. And in a way, it's also a career that you get to craft yourself and focus on the industries that you like, and have a lot of say in where you can take your career to the next level.
I think the advice I'd give to someone who is interested in a career in recruiting is to try to talk to as many people about it as possible. You want to get their different perspectives, and I think that's really, really important, so that when someone goes into recruiting, they really understand what they're getting into and what the day-to-day job is really like.
There's contingency recruiting, there's retained search, there's legal recruiting and generalist recruiting. And they are all very different from each other. Retained search is a very different practice from contingency recruiting. It's a little more intellectual, it's a little higher end, but it lacks that hustle and that fast pace that you get with contingency. One isn't better than the other, but people naturally gravitate towards one system or the other. It depends on your personality and your preferences.
Make sure it's something they have a passion for and something they want to be part of. For me, it was something the part I was passionate about at the start was building something new and help to create opportunities for other people and to build a legacy with helping build out a team. That grew into a huge passion for the legal field and really passionate about building a legal department and helping people with their needs and making recommendations for what's best for them.
Make sure that you're coming into this for the right reasons. I think that obviously it's very profitable and it can be lucrative, and that's a great motivating factor, but understand that these are people that you're dealing with, and these people have hopes, dreams, desires, and you are instrumental in helping them achieve those goals. And that's very extremely important, and to kind of keep that in the forefront of what's really motivating you, because if that's what's motivating you, you will get referrals and you will be successful. But it's very easy for people to see through someone who's simply just motivated by money.